I got a big update for you guys. I was in the middle of making or putting together the video for what's in store in 2022 for AT&T, and then this breaking news comes out that AT&T has agreed to sell the Xander unit to Microsoft. That kind of caught me off guard because I was not expecting such, big news to come out this late in the year, and they drop it on a Tuesday, a few days before Christmas, that they're going to sell it to Microsoft. Now, this is what I consider to be the last final piece of the puzzle for AT&T to become a pure connectivity company, which is what they're heading towards. The spinoff of Warner Media in the second half of next year is going to make them a full connectivity company. Of course, this also helped push them towards that. So as you see next year, if they give you a guidance to, into 2023, 2024, any capital amount that's announced is now going to go towards direct wireless and fiber. No more media, nothing else. It's going towards wireless and fiber. So the 24 billion, they can literally spend 12 billion on wireless and 12 billion on fiber if they so choose to. And that makes them very flexible. It makes them very dynamic. Because if, let's say, fiber is complete to a certain percentage that they want to be at, now they can say, okay, we're going to spend 18 billion directly on wireless and only, whatever, $5-6 billion on fiber. However they want to do it, it makes them flexible. It makes them dynamic to however they want to ramp up. If they can't get the wireless parts in stock and they have fiber lines, let's increase the capex towards fiber and get more lines to houses. So it makes them very, very dynamic as a company. And of course, the wireless and fiber, they go hand in hand. Where you deploy fiber, it'll help wireless, especially into the neighborhoods, because now you can deploy C-RAN. So you put the fiber line into the house, which gives that customer in that neighborhood now access to symmetrical speed. Now you ask, well, what happens as soon as they leave the house? Well, now AT&T has fiber in that neighborhood to deploy C-RAN, which they are deploying. So it makes it for an all-around better experience for the customer. And that's one thing when people always ask me, well, what about T-Mobile? T-Mobile is not spending the amount that AT&T and Verizon are spending, not even close. They're at 12 billion now. They go down to 9 to 10 billion. AT&T is at 24 billion. Who knows? They might go to 26 billion. It just depends on the, how aggressive they want to become. We know they need to densify. So I would not be surprised if we see a 60-40 split, or in some cases even an 80-20 split, to where 80% of the capex goes towards wireless, the last 20% towards fiber. It just depends on how the company is going to structure the plan and how they're going to execute it. And then, of course, they got to look at the supply chain. Are there any shortages? They got to go through that. But be expecting AT&T to explode next year. We're already seeing a good amount of infrastructure being put into the ground now. They're still getting reimbursements for FirstNet. So we still have to take that into consideration. They are still getting back money from the government for FirstNet deployment. So the coverage is expanding still at a rapid pace. As I mentioned in the previous video, they're going from deploying about 32 to 3,300 sites annually to 42 to 4,300. So they're increasing that. The C-RAN footprint will increase as they put in the fiber into the neighborhoods. Then they build the hubs for the front haul. And then, boom, we're going to start seeing C-RAN pop up like weeds in the neighborhoods. It's going to be a beautiful experience. I know right now the puzzle isn't necessarily put together, but soon it will all make sense in terms of the infrastructure and the type of densification that AT&T is going to put in the ground versus not having the same amount of spectrum as the competitors. And the way to offset that, and AT&T stated that already in the conferences, is they have to put infrastructure into the ground more so than the competitors to be able to perform as the same as the competition or even better in certain cases, because they are going to have some spectrum constraints. Even after auction 110, they won't have as much spectrum as the competition, but they can definitely make up for it with densification, and they're heading big time, heading towards that goal in the future. So just wanted to let you guys know this is looks like to be the last piece to the puzzle of them becoming a pure connectivity company. Once again, it's going to be all about wireless and fiber. Anything that they drive moving forward, any new application, it's all going to be towards that. And they're funding it in a much bigger way versus what T-Mobile is doing. T-Mobile is doing $12 billion, then they go down to 9 to 10. AT&T is going to do double, and Verizon is doing double the amount spent versus what T-Mobile is doing. So again, we'll see the outcome of each company and how they proceed and which strategy and plan is going to work. But AT&T is getting ready to have enough money to where they were referenced saying in the last year or so they don't know what to do with it. So you're going to start seeing millimeter wave pop up. You're going to start seeing more C-RAN. You're going to start seeing tower explosion in terms of densification. It's coming very soon, and it's going to happen. Stay tuned for more. This surprised me, threw me off. So I wanted to inform you guys that this is good for wireless. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys follow the social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.